The more hits we play, the more hits we get. URLradio.net. Stacy Sturm, Financial Friday, and I am here with Sarah of Legacy Financial Partners. How's it going today?
Great, great. It's been a beautiful weekend, beautiful weather outside. It's been an awesome summer, going by very fast.
It has been.
Great.
Summer's been hot, but
Yes.
I'm not going to complain.
No.
Because I know the alternative. What's around the corner starting in like October, November, December? I'm not a fan.
No,
so,
no.
yeah.
I hear you. It's wonderful to be outside and do lots of things outside, so we love it.
Okay, so today we're talking about divorce. Happy topic.
Yeah, I know.
But
it's a big topic.
I think if you ask people who've gone through it, divorce probably is in the top 3 financial devastators for people.
Oh, absolutely. It is about 39% of every marriage ends in divorce.
Yeah.
So it's a big topic. I know even when couples have trouble with financial decisions in a marriage, let alone think about the financial decisions they have to make in a divorce. It's a big, big topic.
And most of the time, people turn to an attorney right away for their divorce, but there's other alternatives too that they should think about.
Yes, definitely you need an attorney in your corner, but I would definitely encourage everybody that's thinking about getting a divorce to find a certified divorce financial analyst, so CDFA. And so I recently got this designation back a couple months ago, and I've been studying for over a year for it. And so it's a big, intense course. But here's how I would think about it: is attorneys go to law school and they know the law inside and out.
Yeah.
They're great. But I know finances inside and out. And so when it comes to divorce, hire a CDFA alongside of your attorney. We work together in tandem. We're in your court, and I will help with the finance piece of it to map out what it's going to look like for a divorced couple today versus 5 years, 10 years, and long term, what it will look like.
Well, I think a lot of people don't think about that whole long term, and they're just so eager to just get it done that they just kind of, they're just like, whatever.
That's very common. And I know it's a very emotional time, and it's very taxing on a couple and kids, and it's very common to just get it done quickly, but it really is so important. You can make some really lifelong mistakes if you don't. So yeah.
And what are some of the questions people should think about when they're going through a divorce?
Yes. So a lot of times people are thinking about their property. Can I afford to keep this house?
Yeah.
Or should we sell it, take the proceeds, and live separately?
Yes.
Kids. How much should we have for custody? Also, spousal support. How much should I ask for? Sometimes that can be a little bit of a reality check. Some people think that they should get for spousal support versus what is going to be realistic. Some of those types of things, like property, if you have a lake lot or some land or farmland, we have to take into account tax and cost basis. Retirement accounts is another big one. So one thing that people forget about with retirement accounts is when you're under the age of 59 and a half, if you need to access any of that money, it's taxable in a 10% penalty.
Yeah.
And so just by doing a 50-50 split, not always is equal, is equitable. And so we really have to really dig down and look at some of that stuff.
And there's all sorts of other, just financial things when you think about the cost of filing, how much you pay your attorney, all that kind of things.
Yeah, and the time frame of how long the divorce process actually lasts. You could be looking at anywhere from a $5,000 divorce fee to your attorney up to $45,000. I mean, it's a big range. So
yeah, if there's fights about houses or retirements or other properties or business, if you have a business together, that can be an expensive.
It can
separation.
be. Yep, exactly.
So what are some common mistakes that people make?
Yeah, good question. A lot of times, one of the biggest ones that I see that I I get so upset about is the pension. So if one spouse has a pension, dividing that up is a big deal, because if you don't have somebody that knows what they're doing on how to value it and how to divide it up, the other spouse can really get into a lot of trouble as far as like not getting the right amount.
Yeah.
So the pension is the biggest one. Some other big mistakes too are not really understanding what your financial picture is going to look like after the divorce, and what you're going to have for income afterwards, and then going forward. So those are some of the big ones. Another one too is debt. So if you don't really understand how debt works, it's joint. And so just because someone is going to be paying that bill, it means that it's still a joint debt. And so if that person isn't paying that payment, it still affects the joint spouse. And so debt is a big one. You really got to look through all of like the credit cards and all of that stuff. Then the payments end. And so right away you have to like get life insurance on that person so that if something would happen to them, they continue. And you have to start it right away in case they pass away or in case something happens to them as far as being uninsurable. So that's a big one that people forget too, how important child support premiums are.
I probably never would have thought about that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And then what is the most important role as a client expectation manager, which is kind of what you do?
Yes, that's my job. And my job is to make sure that I set expectations as far as what you are thinking about for today and in the future. Yeah. So not financially, but I try to really take the emotion out of it. I try to really bring it down to the numbers. I'm not a counselor. Yeah. I love to hear the stories, but it's really not my role. My role is to really take it down to the numbers and help you understand where the numbers come from, where the numbers are going as far as what they're going to look like in the future, and making sure that you're okay to help you get the best results possible. And so that's really my job, is to kind of help manage those expectations.
So if people are currently going through a divorce or getting started on the process and they're going to need some help, how can they get a hold of you, Sarah?
They can call me at my office. My phone number is 701-258-9735. You can email me. It's sarah.s.rooney@ampf.com.
And is it Sarah, S-A-R-A or S-A-R-A-H?
S-A-R-A-H.
Okay. .s.rooney?
Yep, at ampf.com. And email me, call me with any questions. We can definitely, all of our consultations are free. So don't ever hesitate to call, come in. We'll talk through a couple scenarios, and then we'll go from there. And we'll talk about kind of what the future would look like working with me. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being on with us today, Sarah.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
And this has been another Financial Friday on urlradio.net.